Hey guys, Dr. Brandon Schreiner here with Revive Chiropractic. I want to thank you guys so much for coming on this journey with me. This is part 3 of our Juicing and Detox Challenge. Hey, if you're tuning in via Facebook, make sure you hit that share button. Share this information with as many people as you possibly can. We desperately need it in today's world we're living in. If you're coming in via the web or via our website, you can watch these videos at any point in time in the comfort of your own home. But regardless if it's Facebook or the web, make sure that you watch video 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be huge for you to build a foundation for what we're going to be covering today. Make sure you don't want to miss any one of those videos. Let's get right into it. We're talking about the challenge, and the challenge is really a 28-day detoxification kind of reset, mentally, physically, spiritually, all those things that we desperately need a reset button for, regardless if it's through a crisis or just through everyday life. And so in that challenge, it's 28 days. But here's the deal. I can give you all the information in the world, but if you don't apply that information, you don't get any kind of transformation. So what I want you to do before we move forward, make sure you click the link and actually purchase the challenge itself. We've got all kinds of amazing recipes and really a guideline or a roadmap to get you to where you want to be over the next 28 days. Not only are you going to get fasting, juicing, raw food recipes, a guide, but also high intensity interval training and modifications for every fitness level, everything that you could ever need when it comes to reaching your health goals. So make sure you click the link and do that. Just a little bit about the challenge specifically, you're going to get things like fasting. So we're going to do a couple days of water and juice to help kind of cleanse your body, to kind of give yourself a set of healing. Sometimes we need rest in order for healing to happen. Then we're going to begin to slowly add in what we call intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is anywhere from that 14 to 16 hour windows of letting your body rest and digest, and then gradually adding in good, clean, healthy food. We're also going to begin to add back in meat, right? So I really personally believe that meat is something that we should be consuming, but yet not in the amounts that you would think. I mean, having a piece of meat every single meal is very excessive. So we're going to gradually begin to add that in all around, making sure that we're also doing our high intensity interval training. I'm telling you, it's a bulletproof system. If you're out there and you're trying to lose weight, or you just want to hit a reset button, or you just want some mental clarity and your energy back, make sure you click that link. It's going to be an amazing opportunity for you to do that. So, today I want to talk about, the pieces of the puzzle. There's 5 pieces of the puzzle, when it comes to health. And, this detox that we're doing is really, I would say, the mindset piece, the nutrition piece, and the exercise piece. But it's not one piece of the puzzle. It's all these different systems working together. I always like to say health is simple. It's just not easy, right? It's easy to go get the shake weight off of Amazon. It's easy to kind of do, a nutrition challenge, but yet not work out. It's really easy to work out, begin, swing by a fast food restaurant. We lose a little bit of weight here or there, but then it keeps coming back. So if you want a foolproof system, that I personally believe if you did this 80 to 85% correct of each of these essentials, your mindset, your nervous system, your nutrition, your exercise, and minimizing your toxins, I'm telling you, you're going to be one of the healthier human beings on the planet. I'm not saying that you're not going to get sick every once in a while, that you're not going to have a bad day, but you're going to be that individual that's going to be able to adapt to the environment, and you're going to be able to recover and kind of get on with your day. And you're not going to be the person who's going to be laden with disease and cancer and diabetes and sickness. So, we're going to dive into these concepts today in a little bit greater detail so we can give you that foundation. I think the biggest thing that holds somebody back from achieving their physical health, their relational health, their emotional health. I mean, as Luke 10:27 says, love your Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, all your strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. There's like 5 legs to the table. Those are the essentials I just talked about. But mindset, I believe, is number 1, because if you don't believe that your body was meant to heal, adapt, and recover, and you believe that you were born sick and weak and genes control your health, I'm telling you, you're setting yourself up for a lifelong journey of sickness and pills and suffering. And so we've got to kind of hit the reset button a little bit and realize that our bodies were born amazing. God doesn't create junk. We were beautifully and wonderfully created in His image to be able to achieve whatever it is that we want to. We've just got to take the steps necessary to do that. Have you ever heard the concept that health is 80% mental and 20% physical? I'm telling you, your bodies quit, or your minds quit way before your bodies do. right? So we've got to kind of switch on and begin to take all those negative thoughts and begin to pour in those positive thoughts of I can, I will, I should, I can, I will, I should. And when we apply this information, you're going to get massive amounts of transformation. I love this analogy. I use this quite a bit when it comes to health. Bamboo is a really interesting tree. You see it, every once in a while here, but really, when you study how a bamboo tree develops over the course of its life, it's very interesting, and it parallels right along with how health works. If you go to China and you see the bamboo fields, you'll see these bamboo farmers that are basically plowing and planting and watering for like 4 to 5 years, right? So I don't know about you, but if I were to go to China and I were to see these men and these women watering and planting and fertilizing something that never actually sprouted for 4 to 5 years, I would think you're a little bit nuts, right? But what's interesting about the bamboo tree, after 4 to 5 years of planting and sowing and prayer and just dedication and sticking to the course, within 2 to 3 weeks, the bamboo tree will actually grow 20 to 40 feet in height, right? And what's interesting about that concept is it wasn't the 2 weeks that made that tree grow. It was the 4 to 5 years of dedication, resilience, and really just application. And I feel like that with health. Like sometimes you're not going to get the immediate the gratification. It takes months. It takes even years for a muscle to grow. It takes time for cancer to develop in your body, and it's going to take time for it to go away. It took years for you to get overweight and an unhealthy body fat. It may take years for you to get down to normal, right? So don't get frustrated and know that healing takes time, and that's okay, because some of the best results in the world happen over the course of time. Nutrition and detoxing, obviously we've given you a ton of information on what this challenge is about and some of the quality ingredients with nutrition and detoxing. I think the big question that we ask ourselves is, hey, Dr. B, like, what if I do this nutrition challenge, and how do I know that I need more, right? I think, for some of us who are listening, it's like I've been sick for 20, 30 years. Is 28 days enough? And the answer is probably not, right? 28 days is going to be a nice little kickstart for you. But I'll challenge you, if you're that person who goes through this 28-day challenge and you're giving it 90 to 100% of effort, you're doing the workouts, you're doing the detox, and you're still struggling, you may be a prime candidate for our Max Metabolics program, which is an in-depth testing program to see exactly what's going on inside your body. My wife, Dr. Samantha, and our other doctor in the office, Dr. Stephanie. Dr. Stephanie's a board-certified pharmacist and actually a functional medicine practitioner. And so some people may need some extra help on detoxing their gut, taking those bad bacteria and yeast and heavy metal toxicity out of the body. And remember, the body needs no help, just no interference. And sometimes we've had so much interference over the course of our life that we may need some extra supplementation and detoxification on top of what we already know, good nutrition, the 5 essentials, right? We don't want to, take a bunch of supplements and eat McDonald's. That's not going to work. But we just may need to have a little bit more help to kind of push the body over the edge. So if you're interested, if you have more questions about that, make sure you click the link at the bottom. You can schedule a free 15-minute phone consult with one of our doctors, and we'll kind of begin to walk you through that metabolics program and how that works. One of the other things that we got to think about doing, and one of the cool things that I love personally, is exercise physiology is my background. I was a world-class CrossFit athlete. I was a strength conditioning coach, and really I've been a high-level personal trainer for the last 15 years. And so exercise, though, is one of the one things that when I ask people, so how are you doing? And they say, oh, it was great. I lost 10 to 15 pounds in the first 2 to 3 weeks, and then I just stopped. And the first thing that comes to mind is they're not exercising, right? They did the diet. They started losing a lot of water and toxicity. But if you really want to maintain this program and you want to get maximum results, you've got to begin to move your body and you've got to exercise. There's something about detox when it comes to sweat. So it's really interesting. Science tells us that individuals who don't sweat, they actually have a higher risk of developing chronic disease and cancer, because what is sweat? Sweat is just basically toxins leaving your body, right? And so when you're sweating and you're exercising, you're actually, think about, the joke is sweat is fat crying, right? That's kind of the joke, is that sweat is fat crying. It's really true, because fatty tissue is where toxins live. And so when you're sweating, you're actually decreasing those toxins from the body. And the exercise program that we put in the challenge, it's really simple, it's quick, and anybody can do it. I'm talking 12 to 20 minutes of high intensity interval training with all body weight movements that can be modified for you. If you go to our website, revivechiro.com, on the resources, we've got exercise videos laid out for you for each one of the movements that are in the challenge. And then you can also, schedule a 15-minute phone consult, and one of our doctors would love just to kind of walk you through any questions with that as well. But I'm telling you, this is the missing link a lot of times, is that we want to do the diet, we want to do everything else, supplementation, but we don't want to get up at, in the morning before work, and we don't want to put the time in. And I'm telling you, we don't need to spend 45 minutes to an hour on the treadmill anymore. All we need to do is just get our bodies moving, and research is really clear that 12 to 15 to 20 minutes of high intensity interval training literally plummets our blood sugar. And blood sugar and elevated blood sugar causes inflammation. We talked about that in video 1, how bad inflammation is and how detrimental that is to our energy and free radical production in our gut. And so exercising at a high intensity is vital, not just for getting muscles to grow and having lean muscle tissue, but actually plummeting and decreasing blood sugar levels, which elevated blood sugar can be linked back to pretty much every single form of chronic illness. So please don't forget about that exercise portion in your challenge. One of the last essentials that we talk about, is minimizing toxins. I mean, toxins are everywhere. We talked about free radical production. Those, we have a cell. Health is about the cell. And so if your cell is unhealthy, then 9 times out of 10, your body is going to become unhealthy through adaptation, right? There's a process in your body called apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. And what happens is that if your cells become super toxic, they actually don't die. They actually keep replicating and replicating and replicating until they form a tumor. And then that's what we call cancer, right? Or a cyst. And so we have to make sure that we're cleansing our cells, obviously with diet and exercise and fasting, but really making sure that we're limiting the amount of toxins that we're putting on our skin. So healthy cleaning products that we clean our house with, and healthy body care products. I actually read an article talking about the average woman will have about 470 chemicals on her skin every single day just from toxic beauty products, from the makeup to the hair. To shaving cream, whatever it may be, those things leach into your system and actually cleave onto the cell, free radicals, and actually inhibit your body's ability to bring good stuff into the cell and actually bad stuff out. And so it's not just those are just for the healthy people, but really, I mean, it's a big deal. Everywhere you go, there's toxins through the water that we breathe, what we put on our bodies. And so it's something to think about, because if you're not detoxing and you're not losing the weight that you want, that's something that you might want to think about doing. Because listen, if you look at this, I mean, this was once a beautiful lake full of amazing fish and all kinds of stuff. And then, toxic things came into this lake. And if you were to examine the fish inside this lake, they'd probably have cancer. They would probably have all kinds of tumors in their body. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to go in there and shoot these fish full of chemotherapy and radiation and blood pressure drugs. The only logical solution to clean up this environment and to get these fish healthy would be to actually take away the toxins, right? And so think about that whenever you're attacking your health. It's not take more stuff. It's actually get more stuff out and cleanse what God already gave you. The last thing I want to talk about, and probably the most important thing, and probably the reason why it is that I became a chiropractor and not just focusing on nutrition or exercise, although very important, is the central nervous system controls and coordinates everything. So, as a chiropractor, as a max living doctor, my job is to make sure that your central nervous system, your brain, your spinal cord are functioning and healing as close to 100% as possible. And really what happens is that we go through life, toxicity, bumps, falls, traumas, emotional stress, and then we all of a sudden get a symptom. At about 40% damage to our central nervous system, we get a symptom, and then we go to a doctor, and the doctor says, hey, take this, take that, and it covers up our symptoms, but it doesn't actually drive us closer to health and healing. It actually drives us closer to disease and death. And so I can't ignore the central nervous system, because the central nervous system controls everything. And I like to say there's two different types of nervous systems. There's your parasympathetic, which is kind of like your brake pedal. And then there's your sympathetic nervous system, which is your gas pedal. And I'll tell you, most people that come into our office, blood pressure issues, digestive system issues, cancer, adrenal fatigue, I mean, all kinds of autoimmune conditions, your foot is on the gas pedal because your body's just a wreck. Like you're just going. Your blood pressure's high. You are in a fight or flight response. And so what was meant and put there by God to protect us from dangerous environment was never meant to stay on all the time. And so chiropractic, or delivering a really specific adjustment to the spine to relieve that tension, and then combining that with some corrective exercises to put your spine in a good position, helps alleviate that stress and really brings the body back into a state of balance and healing. I mean, every single day I see somebody come into my clinic or come in on a weekly basis saying, hey, I've done the detoxes, I've done the supplementation, I've been to every naturopathic doctor in the world, and all of a sudden, after I started getting adjusted, my body began to heal. And it wasn't that stuff wasn't good, it was just that the one system in the body that controls all those other systems is the nervous system. So make sure you don't forget about that. And people ask me, so how do I know if I've got subluxation or tension on my nervous system? I mean, just look at some of these common symptoms that you, your family, or your children may be suffering with. I mean, neck pain, food intolerances like dairy allergies or sleep problems, focus, attention, frequent colds, high blood pressure, depression. These are all signs of subluxation and pressure on the nervous system. And I'll tell you, although detox and exercise are great, without affecting the nervous system, it's really kind of a waste of time because the nervous system controls and coordinates all of these systems in the body. So if you're out there and you've never had an x-ray or an evaluation of your spine, make sure you click the link at the bottom and we can actually schedule you for that free 15-minute phone consultation with one of our doctors. And we'll begin to kind of walk you through how we will begin to diagnose or actually even treat some of the issues that you have, or maybe issues that you don't actually know that you have, but yet could be found, fixed, and prevent future health issues. So what you're gonna see now, we're gonna do a quick video shoot with my friend Wame Walpole. Love her so much. She's such a blessing in the community and a blessing to me. I've got to know her over the last couple of years, and she's a juicing expert, something that I'm not. I mean, I consider myself a health expert, but she is amazing with a juicer. So we're gonna actually walk you through our iron boosting juice that you actually have access to if you purchase the actual bundle itself. And we're gonna walk you through the difference between a centrifugal juicer, high speed, low speed. If you have no budget or you're on a budget, what do we do if we can't juice? What's the difference between juicing versus a smoothie? And just the benefits of juicing, not just by having cancer, but just in a lifestyle issue. So enjoy this quick video with Wame, and then we're gonna come back with me and we're gonna wrap things up. Hey guys, I got my good friend Wame Walpole here with us today with the Mark Total Body, and really just a really great friend and a juicing expert, something that I am definitely not. And so I brought her on today just to kind of walk us through. We've got your iron boosting juice that you have access to during the challenge. And I actually want her to kind of walk through the actual juice itself. So we're going to be walking through how do we juice, why do we juice. And so Wame, first off, just thanks so much for coming on.
Absolutely.
But I really wanted people to kind of get a better idea of like the importance of juicing. I feel like there's like, well, I can only benefit from juicing if I have cancer. Right, or something like that. Like you hear juicing in a lot of cancer institutes, but I want you to break down like why is it important to juice, and two, what are the differences between juices and smoothies, things like that?
Absolutely. So I started juicing at 19 years old because I had a cyst on my ovaries, and I wanted to take the natural way out.
Oh goodness.
So within a week of being on my first juice cleanse, the cyst completely dissolved, and that gives to the power of taking a rest and giving your body a break. So what I tapped into with juicing is learning that your body does best when it's getting those phytonutrients, those antioxidants within your body without any other means such as chewing and exerting energy and things like that. So juicing just gives your body a break, a complete break.
Yeah, which is the cool thing about the fast, because we're doing the fasting, the resting, the healing through all the craziness over the last couple months. It's been man, our bodies, our brains, our guts just need a break, and so that's a really, really good point.
Very, very important. And something else that's really important is learning the difference between juicing and making smoothies. Everybody has that question. Well, what's the difference? So with smoothies, you still have the actual fiber of your fruit or your vegetable that you're blending up, and you're using a blender. With juicing, you're actually using 3 different kinds of juicers, okay? You have centrifugal juicers, which are the heavy speed juicers, just whip up that juice. The RPM is usually between 6,000 and 14,000. And then you have a masticating juicer, which is going to juice at a slower rate, usually between 60 and 100 RPM. So very slow. It's going to pull out the nutrients from that juice. Then you've got cold press juicers, which just press and press and press until all of the nutrients from that juice comes out. So cold press juicers and masticating juicers are what they use when you go into a juicing shop, or, if you get into a juicing program, that person might use that. For the regular average person, you want to use a centrifugal juicer. You can get those at Walmart. You can get them at Target. You'll generally find them with Breville. Yeah. Or my favorite is Hamilton Beach Big Mouth Juicer. Okay. It's a perfect home juicer. It's only like $60 or $70.
Oh, cool.
You're just taking your fruit and vegetable without having to cut it in super small pieces. You cut it up, throw it in your juicer, and boom, you've got your juice blend created. Now, the difference between juicing and blending is that juicing takes out the fiber. So by the time you get these into the juicer, you're only getting the nutrients. And it's how you use those nutrients that will aid in the healing and the restoration of your body. Smoothies are great, right? Yeah. But smoothies are taking all of the fiber of the fruit and vegetable. It's still going through that harsher digestive process. Juicing just gives your body rest at a cellular level.
Yeah, so like I think when it comes to, we talked about, inflammation of the gut and leaky gut, yeah, and healing the gut. Sometimes, even though fiber is good, because we've all heard, hey, eat more fiber so we can have better digestion. But sometimes if your digestive system and your body needs a rest, in her case, it was like, cysts and different things like that, chronic illness, yeah, having massive amounts of nutrients, taking away any kind of interference or effort that the body may have to go through to break that down, sometimes is very, very necessary. So that's really good.
Absolutely. Yep. Very, very important. How you approach juicing is important. What I tell clients that I work with is that you want to first start off with some sort of pre-cleanse, giving your body that fiber that it does need to get your digestive system rolling and things moving, yeah, right? Mm-hmm. And then from there, you want to move into juice cleansing, which again, is going to be beneficial on a cellular level.
That's good. That's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to get right into it. We wanted to kind of give you a live demo with Wame. Like I said, she's the expert and she does this a lot. Yeah. I've got, at home, my wife and I have the Breville. It's about $190 for a Breville centrifugal juicer. What kind of juicer are we working with here?
So we are working here with a masticating juicer, and it is going to be a lot slower than the Breville juicer. And what we're going to do, and I've got so many different juicers. My favorite, by the way, if you are going to get a cold press or masticating juicer, is Nama Well. Now you're looking in the range of about $350 for a high-end juicer. And on a low end, the centrifugal juicers are going to be somewhere around $70, $80 to that $180. Okay. So you do have a variety. So what you'll notice here is something you want to watch out for is if you have a leafy vegetable, it's not going to yield as much juice, right? You want to get that in there first.
So the recipe that we're doing today is going to be the iron boosting juice. So all you have to do is just click the link at the bottom, and you actually have to have an opportunity to purchase the actual package itself. So by clicking the link, you can actually purchase this. You get access to all these amazing juicing recipes. Today, we're going to be doing the iron boost. We've got cucumber, we've got celery stalks, romaine lettuce, broccoli, green apples, and lime, tons of vitamin C, tons of nutrients, tons of antioxidants. We talked about that, how we decrease free radical production. So just an amazing, amazing way to start your day. So now what we're going to do is Wapo here, we're going to go ahead and show you what it's like to make the iron boosting juice. right, guys, so we got our finished product. Our iron boosting juice is finally done. Wame, thank you so much for your
You're
time and
welcome.
your expertise. What do you say we give it a shot?
Let's give it a shot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my goodness, that is so good.
Really good.
That lime kind of gives it a little bit of like a citrusy, kind of drowns out some of the parsley.
Absolutely.
Super
it's
awesome.
A very fresh taste.
No, this is super good. Awesome.
Good.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Wame, we're going to give her an opportunity. We got all kinds of really cool things. We're going to have these in the office for you guys to check her website out. We're also going to have a link at the bottom if you want more information about what she does. Let us know on social media. Like, how can we follow you?
You can follow me on _Mark Total Body on Instagram or Facebook. Yes.
Until next time, we pray you and your family have a healthy, happy, blessed day. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Wame. Awesome stuff. We're going to actually post links to get in contact with her if you want more information below. We're going to wrap things up with some action steps, like how do we take massive action? Remember, information plus application equals transformation. So the first thing is just get committed to make change. You know, one of the big things that I find is that people begin to kind of drag their feet. It's like when I get around to it, when I have time, you know, and I joke that, you know, cancer doesn't really care whether or not you have time or not. You know, disease doesn't really matter whether or not you have time or not. So we've got to make sure that we're proactive with our health. We live in a very reactive system. So let's commit to making some change over the next 30 days. Number two, you know, watch all 3 of these videos. So if this is the third video or the first video that you've seen, make sure you go back. If you're tuning in via the web, revivechiro.com, we've got all those there for you to watch. Or on Facebook Live as well, you can actually go back on our Facebook page, like us, Revive Chiro Life, and make sure that you tune into those, watch those completely. And if you have any questions, like I said, you can actually call in for that free 15-minute phone consultation with one of our doctors, and we can walk you through any questions that you may have about that. Also, make sure you know, if you're just watching this and you haven't texted JUICED to 44222, get our detox roadmap for free. It's just it's a breakdown of everything that's going to happen, and really, if you got that alone, you're going to be able to understand exactly what we're going to be doing. You just won't have the application piece, which is the challenge itself. So number 3, join the challenge, right? So like I said, make sure you apply this information. Click the link at the bottom, join the challenge. If you do that today, right now, you're going to get 50% off of everything that we have, your 28 days of juicing, intermittent fasting, recipes, and that 28 days of high intensity interval training. Amazing opportunity. And a little gift for you, for those of you who could actually complete the challenge. We've got a really nice comfy t-shirt, Got Juice t-shirt that we're gonna be giving to you for those who actually complete the challenge. We'd love to hear from you. If you're coming in via social media, make sure you let us know all the good things that you've experienced through that process. Or number 4, if you're out there and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? Click the link at the bottom and take advantage of our 60% off that first new patient evaluation. I talked about the importance of the nervous system and how it controls and coordinates everything, right? It's important to make sure that you've had that assessed and that your body is functioning and healing as close to 100% as possible. I mean, you know, this is a 28-day challenge, but if you're looking for that community that you can kind of cling on to, not just for the next 28 days, but for the next 28 years, right? Make sure you click that link, and we'd love to, get you scheduled. 60% off that new patient appointment, which will include all the diagnostic testing to figure out, do we have subluxation? Is there pressure on the nervous system that's affecting your health? So that's going to wrap up the challenge, our 3-part series. It's been a blessing to bring this amazing information to you and your family. Real quick, an awesome little update, little treat that we got for our community, our patients currently, or if you're out there and you want to become a patient but you're not there yet, you're more than welcome. August 7th at 7 a.m. right here at Revive Chiropractic, we're going to be doing a free workout led by your host, Dr. B, myself. It doesn't matter what ability level you're at. If you've got hip replacements, knee replacements, or you're a world-class athlete, we've got something for you. And here's the treat. We've got clean juice, so organic, cold-pressed, fresh juice, the cleanest juice you can get right here. We're going to be doing juice samples. For those of you who are patients, come in before then, get a workout. Our staff will be here doing it with you as well, and then we can start our adjustments at 8. Hey, on behalf of myself, Revive Chiropractic team, I pray you and your family have a healthy, happy, blessed day. Bye-bye.